Hello, everybody. Good morning and happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for tuning in for yet another Tumbleweed Logic video. I appreciate you stopping by to get your extra dose of motivation today. So let's get right into it. Wait, actually, before we actually get into it, I've got really good news. Today is the last day I'm going to be filming my videos on my iPhone 6s because I got the iPhone 7 Plus in jet black. Yes, you heard right, jet black. Super excited to start filming on this. As you can see, it's still in the box because I've had it for almost a week and I haven't really set it up yet. I don't know what I'm waiting on, but the next video you should see from me will be shot on the new iPhone 7 Plus, so you can let me know if you see any difference in quality. Moving on, have you ever heard anyone tell you that you need to be more realistic about something? That you've got this idea or this dream, whatever it is that you're trying to do, someone's basically told you, well, you probably need to be a little bit more realistic. You probably have to bring it down to earth a little bit. You're up here and you need to be more down here. And I feel like when I hear people say you need to be more realistic, what they're really saying is, yeah, your idea is stupid. Your idea will never work. You just can't, you don't have the ability to do that. You're not gonna be able to accomplish that. No one else has, you can't do it either. But I feel like if someone's putting me in a box, they're putting my abilities, they're putting my potential, they're putting everything in a box, and I'm just not here for it. Because if there's one thing that I've learned in my life, it's the only thing that stops you from achieving your goals and your dreams, it's you. So when I was in college, I was a finance major at Temple University, go Owls. It was my last semester and I needed to take another finance elective. I saw this one derivatives class and a bunch of my friends from the honors program, we were all gonna take this class. We heard people say, well, that class is really, really hard. I mean, if you even get a C, if you get a C, that's an A. People who would sign up for the class, they would drop it like a couple of weeks in because it was just too hard. And so my friends that I started with, they actually dropped the class. But by the time I realized that everyone dropped the class, it was too late for me to drop, so I was stuck. So at that point, I'm thinking, okay, failing isn't an option because I really need to graduate, but I don't really know how I feel about just getting a C. So I said to myself, I wonder if I really applied myself and I really gave it everything I had, could I really get a decent grade? I started to study, and honestly, the first exam, I bombed. And I remember being so upset because, man, I put so much effort in, and it wasn't being successful. But after that exam, I said, well, I still have to take the class. I still have to finish. I dug my heels even further in. I went to the professor's office every day, to the point where he would come to class, and if I hadn't been to his office that day, he would say, hey, Julie, I didn't see you in my office today. Everything all right? To other people, they may say, well, wow, that's embarrassing. You need that much help. But for me, I was determined to pass, and I was willing to do anything I needed to do to pass. I went and I got the extra help I needed. By the end of the class, I aced the final and I aced the class. Well, there was the whole, no one can get anything better than a C, and I was able to get an A in the class. People may look at that idea and say, well, that was just a class, but I think that that's a good example of me deciding I don't want to be in the box that people are putting me in. If other people got a C, that's because they got a C. It has nothing to do with me and whether or not I can do any better. I wanted to bring that example to light to say, whatever it is that you're looking at doing, whatever it is you're trying to build, whatever it is that you're trying to create, go create it. You don't have to be realistic. You don't have to listen to the limitations of others, whether or not they think it's silly or it's anything that you can do. You'll hear me say this in any video and probably every video from here on out, is that what other people think has nothing to do with what you can do, what you can create, what you can build. People will try to project on you their own feelings about what can be done. It's because they may not have seen it done before. They may have seen it tried before. They may have, or they maybe just be haters. But just remember that whatever didn't work for someone else, that doesn't mean it will not work for you. Perhaps an idea didn't work with anyone else because you were the person who was supposed to do it. You were the person who was supposed to build this thing, create this business opportunity for other people, be an artist in this particular gallery. You may be the person that that particular thing was designed for. And so if you listen to other people, because other people didn't do it, you'll psych yourself out and you won't go after your goals. And I don't want this to be a long-winded video, but as you start your day, I want you to remember, you don't have to be realistic. You don't have to put yourself in a box. Whatever it is that you're working on, keep working on it. The reason why some people may tell you to continue to be real or to be realistic is because to actually do what it is that you want to do, it's just hard. Maybe it's not that it's impossible. It just takes a lot of work. Other people may not want to put the time and effort and the sweat and tears into something to build it. So they tell you, well, it's impossible. It's going to take you forever to do. Don't even bother. It's impossible. But if you're really passionate about something, you're not going to be worried about how much work it is. Yes, it's hard. Yes, you may lose sleep. But if you're really trying to achieve a goal, if it's something that has been placed on your heart and there's a passion that keeps you up at night, no matter how hard it is, you're going to hustle and grind to get there. And think about it this way. If something was really, really easy for you to get, would you appreciate it in the end? Because it took nothing for you to get there. And honestly, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. And you wouldn't be unique and it wouldn't be your lane. Don't worry about what other people are saying. Don't worry about, being realistic. Do big things. Do major things. Don't put you have no boundaries. You have no limit. There's no box that you need to be put in. Let me make sure I can make a proper box. Here we go. The only box that you're in is the one that you put yourself in. Other people, whatever they think, has nothing to do with you. So I want you to chase your dreams today. Don't let anything stand in your way. You don't have to be realistic. You don't have to tone it down. You don't have to finally go and get a real job, and you don't have to finally, give up that silly dream that you were doing. You don't have to do any of those things. I'm sure that many of you, whatever it is that you're starting, you've heard it from people. I've heard people who have laughed at my YouTube page. Oh, people are like, your idea is probably not going to go anywhere. No one's going to care about your Tumbleweed Logic brand. No one's going to care about your motivation. But you know what? Everyone thinks your idea is silly until it becomes something. I'm sure that people made fun of LeBron. I'm sure there are people who made fun of Steve Jobs. All of these folks who have created their own lanes in whatever industries that they're in. They got made fun of because what they wanted to do could not be done. At least people thought it could not be done. And in the end, they were the masters of what they put their minds to. And the same thing goes for you. Whatever it is that you're working on today, so if you're sitting at your desk or if you're at home or you're on your way to work and you're listening to this, I want you to know that whatever it is that you have in front of you, you can do it. There are no boxes, no limits, no boundaries. But I'd love to hear from you guys. So please show some love in the comments. Let me know if you've been working on an idea and you've been getting some opposition and people telling you to kind of tone it down. I'd like to hear what you're going through. And please be sure to like, share, subscribe. If you subscribe, you'll be able to never miss an update because I do plan on having new motivational vids every single week. So be sure to sign up and follow me on Instagram at Tumbleweed Logic. And until next time, I want you guys to laugh hard, love hard, dream big, do big things, stop being realistic. J-Rock out.